Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly psychic review. Okay, yeah, I hope you've had a good week and that you've been feeling good. I just want to say thanks for joining me. So we're doing this for the week of from the 2nd of December through to the 8th of December 2019. So I just like to say thanks for joining me. But also that I'm doing a stall at an expo in Coolum. So this is on Saturday the 15th of December. It's called the Psychic, Crystal and Wellness Expo on Facebook if you want to check it out, or have a look on my page. There'll be a link there as well. So I'll be there doing discounted readings just for that day. So, and I'll also be selling my sprays at a discounted price. So the sprays are normally 35, they'll be 25, and my readings and healings are normally 150 an hour. I'll be doing them on that day for 110 per hour, 70 for a half an hour instead of 80 for a half an hour. And I recommend for you to pre-book in advance instead of just rolling up, because I'm most likely going to be filled up during that. So okay, we'll get into the reading. So I just to let you know, I work with my guides and eyes and spirit who love me. What I do is I ask them to come close to give you out there exactly what you need for the upcoming week, give you the healing you require, and have a bit of fun and enjoy ourselves while we're doing it. Okay, so just let me see or tune in and call my guides in, and we'll get the reading underway. Thank you very much. Okay, so it's almost like about taking stock about what you've actually got, and it's really about having gratitude, taking stock for what you've got. So this could be things around things that are not intangible, or things like support, like love, like friendship, like having fun, like good cheer, good emotions, feeling stable, feeling supported. I said that twice because I can feel there's a bit of stuff here about people not feeling 100% supported within themselves. And also about things that are tangible. Look at all the beautiful books I've got. I've got a wonderful home, a beautiful garden, a fantastic family, great job, or maybe a job, which brings in the money I need to be able to get things that I want. Because I could feel that when I said a great job, some people went, yeah, my job's not that great actually. But what does your job give you? What does your job allow you to have? So your job gives you money, it gives you something to do, it gives you independence, it gives you support, it gives you all of these other things which can be overlooked quite easily. It can be you can just sort of take these for granted. And it's pretty easy to do that, especially if you've been in a job for a while and it's a bit mundane and it's you just go through the motions. I can feel a few people out there they're in this position, and it's that thing about, okay, I can feel a few people out there too. They've thought about studying. They're in this position, they're kind of wanting to do something different, but they're a little bit scared. Oh, I'm too old. I didn't do well at school. How am I going to do this? How am I going to cope? Is this going to work out? Well, the thing is, man, if you never try it, you're never going to do it. And, you can study around working a full-time job as well. So this is the thing. It's about looking at the haves instead of the have-nots. In regards to that, well, I have got all these beautiful things. I have got all this awesomeness around me, and I have got the capabilities to be able to try to do this. I have got the intellectual capacity to be able to do this, and I can feel a few people going, yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I feel like you do. And I was feeling exactly the same way a fair few years ago, fair few years ago before I went to uni and did my diploma and then my degree, which I did really well actually, and changed my whole outlook on everything. So, you know, if somebody didn't do much and basically never went to school, could go to school in their 40s and learn how to do everything, mate, you can do that as well. You know, so, okay, they're laughing a bit about that. Okay, we'll get on with the weekly reading. So, start of the week, okay, what's going on with the start of the week? The start of the week, so this is a little bit about movement. This is a little bit about not getting trapped within yourself. So it's a bit about movement in a physical way, but it's also movement in an emotional and a mental way, and that sort of thing. They're telling me it's a little bit of a carry-on from last week as well, about releasing stuff that you don't need, about mixing things up, about trying some different things, but it's also about, you know, physical movement. When you start, you know, being a little bit more active, it doesn't mean joining a gym or a sports team. It just means also about going for walks a little bit, getting out in nature a little bit, you know, a little bit of movement. When you start doing that, you start feeling a little bit, there's a bit more of a flow, there's a freshness about you. And, you know, I'm just sort of sweeping away some of there's a little bit of stuff there around people, oh, it's difficult, it's hard, you know, that sort of thing, or I did it for a while. So this is about starting that groove, you know, don't try to do too much at one time, you know, just sort of start off on this, even if you can do, you know, 10 minutes a day, you know, on your way home from work or whatever it is, just do 10 minutes, go for a walk around the block. So this is going to start that movement physically. But while you're actually doing this physical movement, this is really about you allowing, you know, that sort of the receptivity of, you know, the mental movement, the emotional movement within you as well. So, you know, this stuff that's coming up, it's about, okay, do I want to let this go? Do I want to hold on to this? What is this going to mean to me? What's it going to do to me? You know, and this is really about being kind to yourself and being fair to yourself, giving yourself a fair go, and forgiveness around yourself. They're saying this coming last week as well. But it's really about allowing that. What's it going to do for you? You know, it's going to set you free. You know, that sort of thing. So, okay, enough of that. What's on the middle of the week? What's on the middle of the week? So, the middle of the week, all right, so this is a bit about togetherness, and it's a bit about family, and it's a bit about, you know, joining with, you know, things that feel really good, or people that feel really good. And for me, you know, I live with my beautiful furry boy, Brahma Bang Bang. You know, this is about joining with him. This is about playing with him for me. You know, so, you know, if you don't have people around you, this sort of thing, it could be with animals, you know, it could even be with nature. I'm going to join with my garden. I'm going to get together with my garden, with the environment, you know, with the ocean, whatever it may be. So it's this thing about, you know, really, you know, joining with people or with things and really having fun. And it's really about, you're saying, seeing what comes up, you know, seeing what comes up. And it's really about that sort of being mindful as well, you know, not trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. It's about being in that space, you know, being in that place of, they're saying, you know, when you laugh, you're in that place, you know, you're not thinking about things when you're laughing, you know, when you're really laughing, you're just in the moment. So it's that thing about really being in the moment. Let the joy flow up, because inherently we're actually really joyous people. You know, there's a lot of fun, there's a lot of happiness within us, but then we lay all this other crap upon us, which sort of cuts down that joy. So, you know, really, you know, being in the moment is going to help this flow. It's going to help that movement, that freshness happen. Okay, so what's on with the end of the week? The end of the week. Okay, the end of the week. All right, so this is, it's a little bit about expanding. It's a little bit about what can you do new at the end of the week. You know, what are you going to provide for yourself to bring in something a little bit different? Or you might be doing some of the same things, but how are you going to do it differently? And they're, reminding me about Dr. Joe Dispenza, incredible man, talks a lot about, living in the past and living in the future and this sort of thing. If you do the same thing in the same way, you're not really expanding yourself. You're not really expanding and pushing your limits. You're not really allowing yourself to, really evolve more and more. When you're being mindful, when you're doing something a little bit different, something that takes your attention, something in which you have to concentrate, or they're saying not concentrate, because mindfulness isn't really concentration, it's just about being, but when you do this and when you're in this state, you're actually acting from your conscious mind. When you're actually acting from your conscious mind, you're acting from a place of awareness, of receptivity. You're not just going through the motions. You're not doing the same thing in the same way and blah, 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 and that sort of thing. When, these things are happening and you're working from that subconscious level, you're not actually learning anything. You're not actually bringing anything new. So it's that thing about how can you do something a little bit different? How can you do something a little bit new? It could be with your friends or your furry partners and that sort of thing. It could be whatever it may be, but it's about doing something new towards the end of the week, and sharing this as well, and being grateful for the fact that you put in effort, you put in the intent to actually do this, to push yourself, to allow this expansion to happen. Okay, so alright, I just got told we're at the end there. So I just want to thank you very much for joining me this week. Been really cool. And I want to thank you for all your shares, your likes, your comments, this sort of thing. Really beautiful, it really does bring a smile to my face, and it really, it feels really good. I'm able to connect with more people, and this is a really beautiful thing. I'm able to share some love with you all. Okay, if you want a private session with me, just give me a yell. Readings, healings, counselling, psychic development, mentoring. I do all kinds of stuff, meditation groups. So if you just want to give me a yell, all the links are below. I could feel a bit of congestion in my throat then. Some of the people that are holding back a little bit, maybe from expanding themselves and doing something and actually, giving something a go. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Namaste to you all. Big love. Have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.